Alright everyone, so today we're going to be talking about Hudson Yards Phase 2. Now the first phase of this development was completed around 2019 or so, I do believe, and the second phase has been planned for a long time, but has not yet been completed. Now this phase has had several different iterations of what has been expected for it. Originally it was different, and then now a few months ago or whatever back in the year, there was basically this plan was revealed for it. And this would most likely be the final plan for this phase 2. It's supposed to, start construction soon, within at least maybe a year, a couple years, I would assume. And so they have they have renderings out for it and plans for the entire site, pretty much. So I think this is pretty interesting to talk about. So we're going to be talking about this here. So this development would consist of basically 3 buildings. One of them being on a podium here, as you can see, the one on the left in the photo. The tall building on the left would be a casino and hotel building, which would be owned by Wynn Resorts. I believe I don't know if the whole thing is a hotel and a casino, because obviously that would be insanely large. I'm sure there's probably some other stuff mixed in with it, but that would be the main anchor of that building. Then on to the right, that is actually 2 different buildings. The closer one, before I get to that, the building on the left is expected to be 1,189 feet, which is a super tall. All 3 of these buildings are going to be super talls as they are planned currently, which is obviously awesome. Then the one on the right, the closer one, it's hard to tell in these renderings, that they're separate, but the building on the closer, on the right here, is expected to be a residential building, 1,172 feet, so just a few feet shorter than the building on the left. Like I said, that's supposed to be the residential building out of these 3. 17, or let me see if I can find this stats on it here. I can't find, but it's supposed to be a residential building. Then the one behind it is supposed to be an office building, and this will be the largest building in the development, 1,366 feet of office space. So that's kind of the rundown of what these 3 different buildings are. Then there's going to be that large podium in there, which I'm sure is going to be the casino mainly, but also shops, restaurants, all of that good stuff that comes with buildings like this. Here's just a little bit of a closer shot of it. As you can see, obviously these are very nice renderings and all that. And this, is maybe a little bit of a controversial development, just because it is basically a large part of it is a casino, which obviously is a interesting use of space in Manhattan when you have such high housing prices. People, don't really want that to be what new housing is in the city. But here we're going to be moving on to some more renders here. You can see the casino building right here. Obviously all these buildings are super nice looking and will look incredible on the skyline. Obviously they're incredibly tall, which is all cool. Now their particular use, you can talk about that, debate that. That's not really what my videos are about. I'm just mainly about the architecture and what they add to the city for looks wise, not other stuff. But I mean, looks wise, obviously they're very nice looking. Some more photos here of kind of the podium. I guess this would be, kind of a park along with it as well. Some more shots of it here would be probably the entrance over here. Move on, just some more shots of it here. Then here we come to basically the site plan. So this is facing from a little bit of a different angle. This is looking to, so in the original photo on the left, that is the site C up there at the top. Okay, so like as you can see here, it says the gaming resort podium. That's the podium, the resort tower right there. Site A is what you could mainly see in the first photos. It is, like a cross building, so that's why it kind of looked different. Then site B is the office tower. So that's kind of what the different, layout is here of it. And then here you can see kind of a 3D of it. So there is supposed to be a school added in this. Obviously the commercial building, or residential building, and the resort building right there, as you can see. That's kind of the layout of what it is supposed to be. So they are going to add the school. I remember everybody talking about that back in the original Hudson Yards project, that phase 2 was supposed to have affordable housing, a school, and a park. So if there is a lot of affordable housing, or a decent amount, and site A, as you can see on here, I mean, that wouldn't be a total lose-lose. A lot of people were like, oh, they're never going to build the second phase, because if it's all affordable housing, it's not, economically viable. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Hopefully there's plenty of affordable housing included in this development. That would be, a win-win. And then as well, there is supposed to be a school in here. But yeah, that is kind of everything for Hudson Yards Phase 2. We'll go back to some other photos here. I mean, obviously, I think the architecture on these buildings is phenomenal. Very, good looking. I'm sure it would be very impressive once they're built. We'll see if they're built. I mean, I think there's a decent chance. They built the first phase. There's not, any insane reason that they wouldn't. There's haven't been any hurdles, I do believe, so far. They're supposed to get a license for the casino downstate, I believe, this year, so we'll see if that goes through, or if not, obviously, if it doesn't, this site could be revised, but we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on these buildings, and I'll see you in the next one.